Hi, my name is Elina Kondrad and this is Come to Study series in which I'm gonna do my best to show you that studying at NCU is the excellent choice.
The program is co-financed by the Polish National Agency for Academic Exchange.
Right now we are in the cinema hall and behind this wall is probably one of the most important concert hall in the town. We are in the Stadton Cultural Center, Odnova, and this is the topic of today's lesson.
For many people, studying is a time of searching for their place in the world. A time full of emotions and attempts to express oneself. The Nicolaus Copernicus University enables discovering a path in life, also through art, culture, and participation in multiple, often interdisciplinary interest groups. The living proof of it is the Academic Centre of Culture and Art, Odnova. Each year, hundreds of cultural events are taking place here. Concerts, theatre performances and film screenings. There is also a choir and student radio station, Radio Sfera, from which Zuzanna Pilimon comes. She combines her studies with a pursuit of journalism. The radio's magic swept her along, and now she is Sfera's program editor.
I've spent enough time here in this town to feel that it is kind of my second home. I've met so many amazing people that I think I will have this kind of bond, this kind of relationship for my whole life. I hope we are just staying in touch for however many years we are allowed to. And also, I guess it also started my adventure with media.
Hi Zuza, thank you for coming to our program. I've heard that you can tell us something about student culture, and actually what does the slogan mean to you?
Well, to me, student culture is anything that students make, anything that students make for themselves and for other students, to kind of enjoy the time they spend in the university. And student culture, to me, is especially influenced by that experience of being maybe in a different town, of meeting so many new people and, you know, experiencing those clashing ideas that you maybe never heard before. And that's what student culture is. It's like this melting pot of anything that can happen wherever you go to study.
And what are the most important places which are connected to student culture in Toruń?
Well, there are plenty of those. But we are sitting in Odnova. This is, I would say that this is the main hub for student culture in Toruń. Historically, it was as well. It was located back in the old town square. Now we're here in the new building. I mean, here is the center for anything creative students could do. If they want to express themselves and if they want to be a part of the experience, like being a volunteer during an international festival, or if they want to engage in trying to create some new media like YouTube videos, or maybe they want to try something about radio, they can do it here because we all got it. They can even sing in a choir. Because I sang in a choir for a while, and yes, that was a nice experience.
And what about all events, especially here in Odnova? We have cinema hall where we are sitting in. What you can tell about that?
Well, yes, this is cinema hall, yes. Cinema here is one of the, I would say, most renowned here in Toruń, mostly because, well, it's cheap, that's one thing, but the other thing is that maybe you can't see Avengers here, maybe you can't see one of those big franchise movies in this theatre, in this cinema, but you can see some really interesting movies, maybe not offbeat, maybe not completely experimental, but something that you would rather not see in a big multiplex cinema.
And what about galleries?
Oh yes, here we got two galleries. One of them is located just behind the door, that you can just walk out from this cinema hall and see the gallery. And this is Galeria Dworzec Zachodni, where artists, many different artists of many different kind of specialties, try to make something that people can react to. So there were performances, some visual artists, and you can see that this is, sometimes it's a poster art, sometimes these are little pieces that are built from something like, you know, everyday use objects. So this is maybe more contemporary. And also there is the other one, Gallery 011, which is located, well, mysteriously in the basements of this club. But you can see they're mostly the things that students from our arts faculty are creating, and they are creating quite a lot, because they, of course, they engage in stuff like photography, but they also paint, they also sculpt. So you can see all of those. If they want to have an exhibition, they can have it.
Can you tell us something more about festivals in Odnova?
Oh well, there are quite many of them. I mean, it's not only one. And it's not only about music. So maybe we'll start from music, because that's maybe something the easiest to conceive. But there is Blues Festival, and this is actually the oldest festival in Toruń. That's actually cyclically happening for, I guess, 30 years, if I'm not wrong, but I guess something around that. So 30 years of tradition of blues in Toruń. Then you have Jazz Festival, that is international festival, and then you get both Polish and international bands who come here, and just, you know, you can experience this culture that you just hear about in the internet. You can see it, I don't know, playing jazz in New York, but you also can see it here, because, I mean, it's just here. You can come, you can just feel it. There is also reggae. Some people that want to chill and feel some vibe. I guess that this is also quite dear to my heart, not because I love reggae, I'm sorry, but because this is one of those festivals that also have a charity in mind. Every year there is a different goal towards which they raise money, and some part of what is raised through selling tickets is going towards this goal, like building water wells, and generally helping people in Africa. So I think this is really amazing that you can help people through music and generally enjoying your time here in Toruń.
Yeah, definitely.
So these were music, and there is also one that I guess is not so easy to find anywhere else in Poland, because this is the festival Clambra. And Clambra is actually a festival that is mostly about experimental theatre. So we can see here wild things happening on stage, something you would never ever see in a conventional theatre. But you can experience it here, and there is place for that. And I think that's quite amazing.
Yeah, definitely. At the end, I would love to talk about self-improvement. Let's say I would love to start my career in radio or at TV, or I would love to start singing. Where should I go? Is there any place which is connecting all of these things, or every place is working separately?
Well, I think in Toruń you can go in many places to try and start those things, but yes, you can start out here at the university. You started at the University TV. I am still in the University Radio, and I also said before that I've sang for a bit in a choir. So if you want to engage in those kinds of, if you want to start your career in media, I think it's a perfect place, because you meet all those people who work in this trade, and you can learn quite a lot from them, but you also learn in action. You just do what you would normally do in working in a normal TV or normal radio, but you do this and you kind of have the idea what you would do if you just worked there.
And do you have any advice you would give people who want to start with media or culture at the university?
Well, don't be afraid. I mean, it may seem like this is a kind of a closed environment, that maybe because media here are mainly in Polish, you will not be able to start, or you will not be able to create anything in English or in your own language. But from what I know, like 2 years ago, we had a program at our radio that was made by Erasmus students from Turkey, and they were actually talking in English. So, I mean, most of our programming is in Polish. Some of it can be in English. We're very open. So, and I'm sure that wherever you go, whether it be TV or whether it be choir, I think people will be just most welcoming to that what you want to do.
Thank you so much for coming here.
No problem.